Albert Miller getting ready for the dual meet coming up at Indiana. You had yourself a pretty successful meet against them last year with a couple victories, and I imagine also some good memories of Bloomington from your sophomore year and another win down there. Tell us what you're expecting about this weekend.
It's going to be a big weekend for us. We're live on the Big Ten Network, which is a first for us. Some great competition for everybody there. They've got guys at the top of the Big Ten in a lot of events, so we're really looking forward to some intense competition.
As an Indiana native, is this one of those meets that you really circle on the schedule all year? Like, I'm going to know half the guys there as opposed to it just being our rival as well?
It's definitely a big meet for me. Being born and raised in this state, you know, it's a big rivalry. Both my parents graduated from Purdue, so it's kind of Purdue runs deep with me, and we really like to get a win.
Tell us a little bit about the SMU Classic that you just came back from. Had a nice win in the 100 breast and seemed like you did pretty well for yourself.
Thank you. It's a really fun meet. I've gone the last 3 years, and it's an interesting style of racing. 8 swimmers for every team, 1 diver. You kind of try to patch together a lineup, and a great atmosphere. It's a really fun meet.
What was your first feeling when you heard that this meet against Indiana was going to be live on television?
It's kind of makes you a little more nervous. You know, people are actually going to be watching you maybe, as opposed to most our meets when you just got a couple people up in the stands. So you start thinking about it a little more, start thinking, man, you know, it'd be really cool to win on national television. You just really start to think a little more.
Thanks for your time. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
A trip to Bloomington this weekend to take on the rival Hoosiers. Guys probably have some pretty good memories of the pool, being that they won a duel last time you visited there a couple years ago. What do you tell us about this meet?
You reminded me of that. Wow. You know, a lot of differences this time. Normally it's our last dual meet of the year. This year we moved it up 2 weeks, and it's going to be co-ed, so we're going to go with our women, and it's going to be on the Big Ten Network. So it's kind of a made-for-TV event, so to speak, and we're not really sure what to expect. I think it's the first dual meet ever broadcast on TV, so we're excited. We're not sure what to expect. We just told our guys to go like, you know, we just happened to show up at a little pond, and IU happened to show up on the other side, and we decided to have a little race. So that's how we're going to approach it, just see who can go some of the fastest and dive the best and see what happens.
Is it sometimes a matter of keeping the guys in their normal routine and element when they have the big rival on the other side of the pond?
Yeah, you know, I think for the most part they're probably pretty good friends. You know, the rivalry itself, it brings out quite a few nastinesses to people, but I think in swimming and diving you'll find it's pretty civil. But no one wants to lose to their rival. No one. So I'm sure IU's talking right now how we beat them last time down there, and you know they wanted revenge and this and that. But you know, the new element of being on TV and really not having that experience before, I think it's going to be really unique, and I think you're going to see one of the most spirited, fun, best contests between Indiana and Purdue that I've probably been associated with. At least that's what we're guessing that's going to happen.
And so what do you feel are some of the key elements this meet? What do you prepare your swimmers for?
Well, they've got our diving. We graduated 3 seniors, so we've got 2 young guys diving against their 8 guys. So they're really strong and diving. So it'll be interesting to see how our young guys hold up against that. We have a lot of depth, but when we travel, we're only allowed to take 24 swimmers and divers. So Indiana will have their whole team there. So our depth is pretty good against theirs. In spots, they've got some really solid guys. Backstroke events, especially sprints, are pretty good. They got really solid breaststroke, a Big Ten champ from last year, that we match up pretty well with. So it could go either way. So I think what's going to happen is our depth's going to come through, but we're going to have to win some events. It's going to be really hard to do down there. Their guys, Barbieri, and they got a butterfly or backstroker. They got a really good, solid group of guys. It's going to be make it really hard on us. But what the heck, that's why you got to swim the meets.